Howdy again, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. We are at Carrick Lake South in Baker, Florida. I highly suggest this recreation area. You can use it for day use. I'm actually in the day use area right now due to the weather overnight, and in the morning I'm not going to be camping here. Uh, but I've been wanting to talk to you guys about something that's really been on my mind. It's really it's kind of almost obsessed my personality. So called OCD or whatever. But I'm going to try and bring to you something different. It's probably not going to work exactly to plan because I don't know how well you can see, but uh, we're supposed to get rain soon. I kind of had to improvise on a location. Originally I wanted to use a campsite. So we have a picnic table here. It's almost level. We're trying to get it done before the weather, but we're going to be talking cooking outdoors and things skewer related, how it can help you on your outdoor adventures. So I have not prepped anything. We're going to do it together, and hopefully, this doesn't turn into a flop. Uh, but let's get after it. All right. So I have uh, I have the burner in here. Let me push this back. I just installed a new burner. I don't have a lot of experience with this right here, but what we have here, just due to budgetary cost, is I'm using pork instead of steak, a little bit cheaper. I do like the pork. Plus, I love me some Sweet Baby Ray's. I found a way to incorporate that. If you ever get a chance, try this McCormick's Perfect Pinch rotisserie rub. It's rotisserie chicken seasoning. It's excellent on pork as well. So what we're going to do is I have my Danko knife kit. You can see I have the small one. We're going to chunk up these boneless country ribs, and we're going to talk about proper ways, do's and don'ts for doing kebabs, skewing. Yeah, I want to skew there for a moment. Anyway, let's see if we can get this accomplished. It's just me today, so I'm not too worried about sanitizing. I mean, I am somewhat clean. I just clean myself up, but cross contamination, it's just me. I'm not worried about it. But we're going to talk about things after I get these chunked up. I could have done this previously, but I want to show you the real deal here. This one may not may not make the cut. That's got some fat in it. We're going to put that right there. I don't mind a little fat. This has got a little too much fat here. We're going to cut that off. We'll throw that in the lake. That may not be legal, but gators' lives matter too, right? Now, I may not do that because I try to be a good steward of the outdoors community. But we're gonna we're almost done here. I got a few more chunks we're gonna do, and then we're gonna talk about the important things to know uh, when you're doing that. When you're doing kebabs outdoors, there definitely is some do's and don'ts. So I definitely want to share that. I kind of like the fatty portions myself. It really gives it flavor. Um, I'm just doing pork kebabs. I have no vegetables to go with it. Like I said, I'm trying to beat the rain. But all right, let me get a paper towel here. Then we're going to talk about some of the important things. I turned away from the camera, and I know I don't have. I'm waiting on some microphones to come in. So today we're going without the wireless microphones. I apologize for that. But so I'm going to take a seat here, and we're going to talk about a few things. Um, I am very OCD, or you could call it I've got this thought process in my mind I can't let go. So I want to share with you what I'm thinking, why I'm thinking it, and so there's do's and don'ts when you use a skewer. Um, First of all, I'm going to stand up and show you. These are metal skewers. I'm going to try and show you a straight on angle. These are like almost like a sword. Metal skewers are not great to use, and I'm going to tell you why. Sometimes they are, if you can see that, sometimes they are square. And the problem with metal skewers is it, due to the composition of the metal, it, it, uh, it cooks the internal meat quicker, and then it doesn't, your meats are not going to be as juicy and as succulent, for your, what you anticipated. So, um, what we have here are basically 6 skewers. Not basically, it is 6 skewers. I have soaked them. These are smaller skewers. I've soaked them in a bottle of spring water. I had it one way and then I reversed the cycle. So you do that for 15 minutes on each side. It's going to absorb the It's going to absorb. It's going to absorb the moisture, and then when you insert your meat, whatever, your vegetables, whatever, on the skewers, it's not going to burn. It's going to hold the moisture, and the moisture on the inside of your meat product or your veggies are not going to be cooked too rapidly. So we're going to show you a couple other tips here. Um, Let me get in front of the camera one more time. I'm sorry, this is not the greatest setup. I've kind of rushed this video due to the weather, but you do not want to. I'm going to use a piece of scrap here as an example, but you do not want to do this. If you use one skewer, your meat's always going to cook on one side. So what you want to do is what I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to try and show you as nicely as possible. So so right there, what you're seeing is a piece of pork. I've chunked it up. They're approximately a 1/4 inch apart. And when you put your designated amount on there, what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to apply some Sweet Baby Rays to these. Then they're not going to spin. They're not going to spin. That's the problem. If you use one metal skewer, I don't care if it's a sword type or a square type, once it releases the juices, it's going to, it's going to open up, and then you're always going to be cooking the one side. So your best bet is to use 2 skewers, like I've demonstrated here. We're going to do that. We're going to put some more on, and then I'm going to talk to you about a couple more things. How you can utilize skewers, especially wooden skewers, in your camping adventures. This is one's a little bit fatty. So I have some burn-proof oven mitts somewhere in the van. I don't have them with me today. I think we can get by without it, but so there's 5 chunks of this boneless country ribs pork. What we're going to do is we're going to put that on the upper level. I'm going to open up this clamshell grill. The bottom grate is not cleaned. I'm not using the bottom grate. Somewhere in my travels, I misplaced the grill cleaner. It's okay. We're going after the smoke effect, and this is pretty much just a video tutorial on do's and don'ts and things you can do with wooden skewers and things not to do with metal skewers. So that's one. That's one. Okay, it's working really good. I have some chunks of hickory on this clamshell grill, and it's starting to smoke, and I really like that. I love me some hickory. So what we're going to do is we're gonna glaze this just a little bit. You can reapply as you go. Try and get in between the separations. See that? We're doing that. So this is I'm going to take a look at the bottle here in a minute. I'm pretty sure it's the original flavor. So here we go. That is one. We're going to do one more skewer, and then I'm going to get on to talking about some other things related to camping and wooden skewers. Okay, so there we go. I don't know how well you can see me. It's hard to see the camera out here. This piece has some fat on it, which is always good because it releases grease, and then it produces a flame. Trying to push this through without poking my fingers. All right, we've got that done so far. A couple other pieces right here. Two more pieces, and we'll get on with the rest of the show. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I've said, I've been very obsessed by doing this video, and I'm probably not doing it justice, to be honest with you. But we're gonna try and salvage something out of the day. I don't have a whole lot of free time, so when I have free time, I have to work with the weather, my time schedule, finances, what have you. So here we go. We're applying some of that Sweet Baby Ray's. I'm going to tell you something about Sweet Baby Ray's here in a minute. Once I get this next glaze level on here, you can see I don't apply a whole lot. I try and apply at different times. All right, so that is. I'm going to try and get in front of the camera. I don't know how well you can see me. It's really dark out here. It's hard to see the screen, but I'm going to show you something that, like, I've been obsessed with camping and things that can help you have a successful camping trip. So it's so weird. At the grocery store I work at, for the longest time, you couldn't find a skewer, and this guy from the Navy comes in there almost on a daily basis. Real nice guy, real big jacked up guy, and I often wondered if he was a Navy SEAL or not, but really nice guy. And one day he asked me about skewers, and I said, you know, it's so funny. I've been thinking about skewers a lot lately, and I think we may have one pack left. We went down, we were out, and a day, I kid you not, like the next day or 2 days later, we got skewers out the wazoo all over the store. So I'm going to show you and talk to you about some different things. These are, I've already removed the header card, but these are Ziploc. This is 100 count. These are from the Hershey's Corporation. They're basically wooden skewers for s'mores. So these are longer ones. I forget the length on these. If I had to guess, it probably says on here 15.7 inches on these longer ones. These are like 10 inches. We had some that are 12 inches. We had some that were like 30 or 36 inches. But I kept looking at that like the good Lord above was trying to tell me something. You can do better than just a cooking video. So I kept thinking, kind of work with me. I don't have a fire pit set up or anything right here, but let's say you arrive to your campground and your fire pit, and it's soggy, it's been raining, it may be hard to get a Carrick Lake North, horns going off during if it's not a horn, it's a helicopter. Thank God. Thank you, folks. Appreciate it. We're talking to millions of people watching this video. So anyway, so basically what you can do is you can kind of like TP these type things. There's lots of pine cones. Pine cones here. I'll be right back. Pine cones galore in this forest. We're in the Blackwater River State Forest. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but we're at the Carrick Lake South Campground. Uh, if in your travels, I would pick some of these up. Pick, you know, a dozen, 2 dozen, whatever. Keep them in a bag. Keep them dry. That's a highly combustible source. Combined with this, if you can't find kindling, in a lot of campgrounds, you're not allowed to forage, so to speak, any wood from the. They frown upon that. So you can always have some that are your wooden skewers that are soaking, you know, prior to use. Like I said, it only takes 15 minutes or whatever, and then keep some dry ones. That's a highly combustible source that could help you. So that's kind of like my message. I don't know why, but those skewers, I feel like you could do a lot more with those than what I've mentioned. But basically, as a fire source, that could be really helpful. So once again, I suggest having 2 of these. This was a cheapo. I think I got it at Dollar Tree or something like that. But you can get some really good finds at Dollar Tree. You know, it's $1.25 tree and above now, but I'm going to do a video soon talking about some of the good finds you can find at Dollar Tree to help you in your outdoor adventures. They're not going to be stellar. You're not going to change the world, but they're going to be good aids that can help you be prepared for anything unexpected that could arise. Just little things you may overlook, but you can be prepared by having those in your little arsenal. So, like I said, these skewers, this is more like a sword shape. It's going to conduct more heat. Because it's sword shaped, it probably could hold, but I always suggest using 2. So if you use 2 of these, yes, it could work, but because it's going to conduct the heat, it's going to dry more. Honestly, I like my meat basically either side of medium rare, medium well, but I don't like it cremated, you know what I mean? But when I'm hungry, I'll eat anything. So, get yourself a nice knife set to always have on your camping adventures. This is I'm going to show you this real quick. I've talked about this in the past. This is a 3-piece fillet kit right here. And this is perfect. This is perfect. I keep that with me. But as you can see, oops, I almost cut my arm off. Oops. Forgot I covered up the backside. Let me show you this real quick. Really cool. Matter of fact, I was going to show you the diagram. I'm going to show you the actual item. It's really good to have a nice set of. So this is a carrying case, Danco products, excellent fishing products. Really good to have with you. It's a Velcro sheath. It holds 3 knives. You fold it up, boom. You can keep this behind your seat. I've just been keeping it in the original case, and it seems to be working fine. I've only used this once or twice, but it's really good to have a nice sharp knife on hand, especially if you're fishing, you know, or, you know, just doing any type of meal prep like I'm doing right now. So anyway, folks, I'm not going to bore you, wait for the rest of this meal to be done, but I just basically I thank you for, you know, tuning in today. I guess this video went askew. Anyway, yeah, so it's all things skewer related. So if you have any tips or tricks, let me know. When you put, let's say you were using beef kebabs, what type of meats, what type of accessories do you put on there? Personally, I know a lot of people like doing onions, peppers. I like mushrooms. I love the button mushrooms. Believe it or not, people are going to call me crazy. I prefer the button mushrooms out of a can versus the fresh, but it's all good to me. So tell me what you guys use, and do you have any tips and tricks for how to use skewers? What do you do? Has anything I shared with you today helped you in any way? If so, please like, comment, subscribe. If you think this is boring as hell, I'm open to it too. Appreciate you tuning in. We love the outdoors, and we're trying to make YouTube a better place. Share a little bit of knowledge, one video at a time. Even if it's only one tip, that's what we're all about. Remember, folks, always know your legal limit.